little reminder of our Mass notebooks. Some of you might have brought them today. Opportunity to write down an insight that you get at Mass each week, some message from God, some thought. Jot it down, might be from the scriptures we just read, something stood out to you, maybe something in the homily, maybe something in one of the hymns or one of the prayers at Mass. But just anticipating when we come on Sunday, God has something to tell you, to strengthen you, to guide you in this coming week. And then take it home and reflect on it. If you didn't get a notebook, if you weren't here when we were distributing them, we have extras at the connection point booth in the main lobby here off to the side. So after Mass today, get one and use it. It'll improve your experience of Mass. You'll get more out of Mass. We heard of the Ten Commandments in the first reading from Exodus today. These rules of life that God gives to human beings through Moses in the Old Testament, but really they're rules of life for all human beings, regardless of what religion they follow. Basic truths. Verse 3, how to treat God. The next 7 commandments, how to treat each other. If you want to live well, if you want to be fully alive as a human, living the way we're intended, treating God well and others, the commandments are our guide. But in a sense, the commandments, some of them tell us what not to do. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't hurt others. We know we need more than just prohibitions of what not to do, but also guidance of what to do. How to serve others. And in the New Testament, Jesus gives us that. In Matthew's Gospel, he gives us what we today call the corporal works of mercy. How to serve the physical needs, the bodily needs of others. If they're hungry or they're homeless. If they're in prison, if they're sick. If they're lonely. If they're dying, how to care for their needs. Lent is a time we consider those needs of others, right? We live our spiritual lives more intensely. On Ash Wednesday, we read to live Lent with prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Our opening prayer of Mass today reiterated that. A little more prayer, a little more fasting and self-denial, a little more acts of generosity, almsgiving toward others. This is how to live life well. So today I want to focus on that element of almsgiving, serving the needs of others out of love for God. We love them because we love God. The more we love God, the more we love each other. Because you're here this morning at Sunday Mass, experiencing grace, you're going to love each other better today. You just will. You'll be a little more patient, a little more generous, a little more considerate. It's just the way it works. As a parish here at St. Philip's, we do all of the corporal works of mercy. We have different volunteer efforts and ministries to hit each of those 7 different corporal works of mercy. So we have an organized way of trying to help people in the Linthicum area. Some of our parishioners go to Baltimore, Washington Medical Center every week to the sick. Some of our parishioners go to the nursing homes, Genesis and Morningside and Heart Homes every week. Some of our parishioners go to the Ordnance Road Detention Center, to the imprisoned every week. Some of our parishioners visit the homebound, our fish ministry, our parishioners ready to assist the needs of our parishioners, of others and our neighbors. We have parishioners who go to the local pregnancy center in Glen Burnie on Ritchie Highway, living out those corporal works of mercy every week. So challenge you, encourage you to make sure we're doing it in our own social circle, those who have needs around us, and also to get involved at least in one of our volunteer efforts here in the parish. We're a great force of good in North Anne Arundel County, St. Philip Neri Parish. But there are needs that we can't satisfy ourselves. Bigger needs around the state of Maryland. That's the beauty of being part of the Catholic Church. We're one parish among 140 Catholic parishes in our diocese. Just think about what 140 parishes could do together. What an impact for good. We work as a diocese, a diocesan family with Archbishop Lori. So this weekend, today, and next weekend, we're going to start to roll out his annual appeal. The way to support the bishop in the broader needs of people in the state of Maryland. We'll talk about it this weekend. Next weekend, we'll have the opportunity to make a pledge. Some of those broader efforts, our diocese supports crisis pregnancy centers around the state through our pro-life office. Last year we estimated we serve 3,800 women in difficult pregnancies, helping them to choose life for their children. We support campus ministry. We have Catholic ministers at 6 of our colleges in the state of Maryland, helping our young adults, once they leave home and go to college, to stay connected to their Catholic faith. The diocese also supports our Catholic schools and our religious education programs. Some of our students here at St. Philip Neri School receive scholarships from the diocese. And our Sunday school, our religious education program, is supported and guided by the diocese. So different ways that we benefit. The Catholic Charities Network of the diocese runs hundreds of different programs for children from birth to the elderly at death. The whole spectrum of caring for the needs. So we have a video that the diocese produced which highlights some of those other good works. If we could pull it up now and see that.
The theme for this year is Together in Mission. And that expresses the fact that the Lord has called all of us to holiness, whether we are priests, religious, lay people, married people, single people, young people. We are together in this mission to grow in holiness and to spread the gospel. And it doesn't work if just a few of us do it. We have to do it together. Every one of us is meant to be a missionary, to proclaim the gospel by how we live, how we speak, how we treat other people, and how we embrace our faith. Our love for Jesus has to shine forth in our actions. We are together in mission, and our programs of service reflect this, and I wanted the annual appeal to reflect it also.
An overview of Highlight would be that in the beginning of the week when participants arrive, they spend a lot of time learning and growing in their skills, and we try to provide them with everything they need to complete the week successfully. And the participants are learning the skills that they need, and then they are given a task, and they have to implement that task using the skills that we have given them.
One of the unique features about Highlight is its ability to rely on young people and their own capacity and ability to be leaders. So what I hope they take away from here is that the leadership that they've experienced, that they take that back to their parishes and to their schools.
So through the Highlight program, youth are trained to be a witness to their faith if they're going to be a doctor, if they're going to be a lawyer, if they're going to be a spokesperson on a radio show. With the skills that we have taught them, public speaking, time management, things that are important no matter who you are, and then we also incorporate faith.
Highlight is also so much fun for the young people. They spend this week building a community, and while the program is intense and has a lot of responsibilities in learning, they also grow, they have fun.
I think we as humans really have a hard time accepting failure, and we don't like to fail or show our weaknesses. Highlight creates a supportive environment where it's okay to do that, where we are challenged and constantly evaluated.
So when somebody is considering being part of the annual appeal, and that passion comes from a desire to see young people demonstrate their own leadership, it's a really great, incredible opportunity for them to say, you know what, I trust the young church. I believe in them, and I'm going to support them with my resources, with who I am, and my commitment to them, because I believe that they want to be committed back to the church.
Camp Glow is a program for the Archdiocese of Baltimore sponsors a week-long residential camp for adults with disabilities. We will have Bible stories each day. We'll gather and we will read a Bible story, talk about it, and then we act them out. We do nature walks, we do arts and crafts, we have swimming.
I love the people. We have walks sometimes or masses, and we try to have a good times. If there's rough times, we talk about them. Like they say, once you smile, people smile back.
It is indeed a blessing for those who attend and for those who come to visit. You always leave feeling uplifted, and you take away more than you give. God truly is here, and I think that's how we all feel when we are at camp.
As I travel around the Archdiocese, one of my great joys is visiting our Catholic schools. You see tremendous formation going on there. Young people being formed to be great leaders, the church and in society. They're being formed academically, of course, but they're also being formed spiritually and socially so that they can contribute to building up the fabric of church and society. Now, our Catholic schools could not run without the sacrifices of so many people. Chief among them are principals and presidents, our great academic leaders, our teachers who do such a wonderful job, and of course our parents and our wonderful students. There's also an army of volunteers who make our schools work. They're there at all times of the day providing services. They volunteer for our boards. They provide expertise that enable our school communities to be strong in a challenging environment. So I just want to thank everybody involved in this wonderful enterprise we call Catholic education, but in a very special way, our volunteers.
We started supporting the Archbishop's annual appeal when I was on the committee, and it was something to benefit the underprivileged. And I knew that most of the money was going into the city, which is where it was needed. But the good part is that there was a contribution. Some of the money comes back to St. John's in Westminster.
We are a community and we have lots of gatherings. Although each pastor is different as to how they do things, we do get together. We are a community. The school building itself is not used just for the school. It's used by just about everybody.
The school's always been in my heart. We try to give what we can to the school to support those kids and raise some endowments here at St. John's. The community has stayed, even though we've grown big, the community has stayed together, and that's one of the things that I feel is unique about this church. We feel good about when we make an investment in the Archdiocese, and I hope you do as well.
We support the Archbishop's annual appeal because the appeal itself supports so many wonderful programs across the Archdiocese, and they're all priorities for us.
It's also broader than that. So it starts at home. I know a lot of the money stays with the parishes and with the schools, and Catholic education has been so important to us and our family. But it gets you beyond your own world a little bit.
Catholic education's been central to our lives personally, and I think we want to be a part of supporting Catholic schools so that they're sustainable into the future for our grandchildren and future generations of children.
I just think the Archbishop's annual appeal is such a special opportunity to reach outside of yourself and feel and contribute to the impact of a bigger community.
It is my joy and privilege to serve as Archbishop of Baltimore. I truly love this local church, and I am so grateful to all of you who have been generous to the Archbishop's annual appeal in the past. And I am prayerfully grateful and confident that you will consider a wonderful, generous gift for this year of 2018. God bless you for all that you do. Keep me in your prayers, and know that all of you are constantly, every day, in my prayers as well.
Again, the good work that we do together as a diocesan family. Some of you probably received in the mail information about this appeal already in the last few weeks. Maybe you've already made a pledge. But next weekend, we will have pledge cards in all the pews. We ask each family to fill one out. So this week, discuss as a family, pray together, discern what gift you might make to this good work, this almsgiving to those in need. Every year they set a goal for the parishes. The last few years we've exceeded the goal here at St. Philip Neri. Very generous response. We hope we'll have that generous response again this year. Thank you.